Once there was a very brave young man named Akshay. He was not just brave, he was curious, like a little child who always asks why. He loved exploring old places and learning their secrets. Akshay was never alone on his adventures. He had a very clever friend whose name was Kabutar. No one knew Kabutar's real name, but he was as quick and smart as a pigeon delivering an important message. He was a genius with computers and could find any information Akshay needed with just a few clicks. Together, they were a wonderful team, one looking at the past and the other at the future. Their greatest journey began with an old, forgotten map. This map whispered stories of the lost treasure of a great king, Maharaja Vikramaditya. The story said the treasure was hidden deep inside a mysterious mountain called Kala Pahad, the Black Mountain. This was not just any treasure with gold and jewels. It was said to hold ancient knowledge and power. Akshay's heart filled with excitement. He knew this was a quest they had to take. Kabutar, from his room filled with screens, quickly found legends and old texts about the mountain, guiding Akshay every step of the way with his radio. The path to the Black Mountain was not easy. It was guarded by more than just steep cliffs and thorny bushes. A dangerous gang called the Black Scorpions wanted the treasure for themselves. Their leader was a man named Nakaba. He was very strong because he wore a special hydraulic suit. This suit could shoot powerful jets of water, strong enough to break rocks. Nakaba did not care about history or knowledge. He only wanted power to control others. Akshay and Kabutar had to be very clever to avoid Nakaba's traps and his greedy gang members. Akshay used his knowledge of ancient Indian rope climbing techniques and his modern zipline to climb the treacherous mountain. Kabutar, miles away, would hack into the Black Scorpions' communication systems, sending them on wild goose chases. He would tell Akshay, "Akshay, take a left turn now. There is a hidden cave behind the waterfall." Inside the mountain's heart, they found puzzles based on the 9 planets of Vedic astronomy, the Navagraha. Akshay, remembering the stories his grandmother told him, solved the celestial patterns, and the doors to the treasure chamber finally opened, revealing not gold, but a crystal that hummed with pure energy. After their adventure in the mountains, a new mystery called to Akshay and Kabutar. This time, the secret was not on land, but deep under the ocean. They learned about the lost continent of Kumari Kandam, a legendary land that was swallowed by the sea thousands of years ago. Ancient texts, which Kabutar digitally restored, spoke of a powerful energy source hidden in its sunken capital. This was the secret of the Ocean King. It was a challenge greater than any they had faced before. They needed a special submarine and diving gear to explore this underwater world. Their old enemy, the Black Scorpion gang, had a new leader. This new villain was even more cunning than Nakaba and called himself the Sea Devil. He was a master of technology and had a dangerous new gadget, a satellite disturber. This device could block all signals, cutting Akshay off from Kabutar's help. The Sea Devil wanted the ocean's energy source to power his wicked machines and control the world's oceans. He saw the ocean not as a beautiful home for countless creatures, but as a resource to be conquered and used for his selfish plans. In a small coastal village, Akshay met a brave young woman named Meera. She was the daughter of a fisherman and knew the ocean's moods better than anyone. Meera wore an ancient bracelet that had been in her family for generations. It turned out this bracelet was a key, an ancient compass that could point the way to the sunken city. Meera decided to help Akshay, for she understood the importance of protecting the ocean's secrets from greedy people like the Sea Devil. Her knowledge of the sea and Akshay's adventurous spirit made them a strong team. Together, Akshay and Meera dived into the deep blue sea. The sunken city was beautiful, with temples that looked like the grand Gopurams of South India. The puzzles here were hidden in Sanskrit verses that echoed through their sonar equipment. With Meera's intuition and Akshay's quick thinking, they navigated the underwater maze. They used their supersonic scanners to find hidden passages while avoiding the Sea Devil's robotic sharks. They were not just fighting a villain, they were fighting to protect a sacred place from being destroyed by modern greed, showing that true strength comes from working with nature. The quest for knowledge did not end in the warm waters of the Indian Ocean. A new clue, found within the sunken city, led Akshay to the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica. It seemed impossible. How could a secret connected to ancient India be hidden under miles of ice? But Kabutar, using advanced satellite imaging, found a strange heat anomaly. It was a place where a volcano was active deep beneath the ice sheet. This was their destination, a place where fire and ice met, holding a secret that was 10,000 years old. The journey to the fire secret of the cold world was perilous. The freezing winds and shifting ice were a constant danger. The Sea Devil, angrier than ever after his defeat, followed them. He brought with him even more advanced technology, designed to drill through the ice and steal the ancient power source hidden there. He did not care that his drilling could cause the entire ice shelf to collapse and change the world's climate forever. His arrogance was as vast and cold as the frozen continent itself, a perfect example of how technology without wisdom can be so destructive. Deep beneath the ice, in a massive cavern warmed by the Earth's heat, Akshay discovered something incredible. It was a 10,000-year-old ship, perfectly preserved from the time when India and Antarctica were part of the same supercontinent, Gondwana. Inside the cavern, there was also a temple, dedicated to Agni, the Vedic god of fire. This discovery changed everything they knew about the history of the world. It showed that ancient explorers had a deep understanding of the planet, navigating it in ways we are only just beginning to understand. It was a testament to their courage and their connection with nature. The final confrontation with the Sea Devil happened inside this fiery temple. The villain tried to use a corrupted energy amplifier, a device he called the Dark Mirror, to absorb the temple's power. But Akshay, using his knowledge of Vedic science, understood that the temple's energy was pure and solar-based. He and Kabutar worked together to overload the Dark Mirror with its own corrupted energy, causing it to implode. They saved the temple and showed that pure natural energy will always be more powerful than energy that is stolen and twisted for evil purposes. A powerful lesson for our modern world. Through all their adventures, from the highest mountains to the deepest oceans and the coldest lands, Akshay Wani and his friends learned so much. They learned that the world is full of amazing secrets and that history is a treasure far more valuable than gold. They saw that the stories of Indian mythology were not just stories. They were filled with deep knowledge about science, astronomy, and nature. Their journey was a beautiful dance between the past and the present, where ancient wisdom helped them solve modern problems and new technology helped them uncover ancient truths. The friendship between Akshay, Kabutar, and Meera was the real treasure they found. Akshay's courage, Kabutar's intellect, and Meera's wisdom made them an unbeatable team. They showed that true strength does not come from one person alone, but from working together, respecting each other's skills, and trusting one another. They fought villains who wanted to use knowledge for power and greed, but our heroes used it to protect and preserve. They taught us that bravery is not just about fighting, it is also about standing up for what is right, even when it is difficult. Their story is a powerful reminder for all of us. It tells us that we must be careful with both nature and technology. The villains, Nakaba and the Sea Devil, showed what happens when science is used without a good heart. They wanted to control nature, but Akshay and his team showed that we must live in harmony with it. Our planet is a precious gift, and its history is our shared inheritance. We must protect our forests, our oceans, and our heritage with the same passion that Akshay protected the ancient treasures he found. In the end, the greatest lesson from the epic adventures of Akshay Wani is about balance. We need to balance the wisdom of our ancestors with the innovations of the future. We need to balance our needs with the needs of the planet. Just as Akshay used both an ancient map and a modern GPS, we too must learn from both tradition and science. By doing so, we can create a better world for everyone, a world that respects its past and looks forward to a bright, sustainable future, ensuring that our own legacy is one of care and wisdom.